Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Heroes Show. Corey here with you as always, and in today's video, we have in for review Nobody on 4K Blu-ray. So, short little information about this particular film. It released in theaters a couple months ago for reasons, aka pandemic. A lot of people did not get the chance to see it in the theater. It released on digital, I want to say probably about a month and a half or 2 months ago, but I wanted to wait for the disc. I wanted to have the closest thing to a theatrical presentation possible for this film. It came out this week, so I went out and grabbed it and checked it out the other night. Packaging wise, you buy nice and early. You do get the slipcover that comes with it. Photo is exactly the same on the front as it is on the slip. Pop her open. You have a slip for a digital code. You have the 4K disc, and then you have a standard Blu-ray as well. So, short synopsis on this film. Spoilers, I guess light spoilers if you haven't seen it. Bob Odenkirk, who's famous from Breaking Bad, plays Saul Goodman, gets his turn to be a John Wick type character. His name is Hutch. He is a very tough dude that is pretty proficient with any type of weapon he can possibly find, and he goes into a life of hiding and tries to live the life of a normal human, but that pull to violence calls his name, and there are some things that happen, and it sets off some events, and I don't want to get too far into the plot details, but there is a lot of fighting and killing and knives and guns and explosives and all that fun stuff. So to get into the tech specs on this disc, it was shot on digital, which is interesting. We'll get into that in just a moment. So it has a 2K digital intermediate that has been upscaled to 4K. However, it was given a Dolby Vision pass, so it does look very nice because of that. For the audio, it also has a Dolby Atmos mix, which is terrific. I think all new movies should have either a Dolby Atmos mix or a DTS-X mix. Christopher Nolan, I am talking to you. Take that 5.1 stuff and send it up to the channels, baby. So video-wise, like I said, it's a 2K digital intermediate off of the digital source that they filmed on. I think there were Red Cinema cameras that they shot on. It has a very filmic look to it. There are a good amount, I'd say probably close to half the movie takes place in very dimly lit scenes, and there is a good deal of I guess it's digital noise, but it looks almost like traditional film grain, so it kind of has that throwback action movie look to it, which is pretty cool. Detail is 100% there. There are some extreme close-ups of Bob Odenkirk's face where you can make out every single individual piece of facial hair that he's got, eyelashes, details in pupils and whatnot. Some pretty cool stuff there. There are some really cool action sequences where you get to see exactly what the director wanted you to see in all of its full glory. There's no banding or any nonsense that comes along with a digital stream, which is fantastic. So I would say for the video, I'd probably give it like a solid 8 out of 10. It didn't blow me away. It's not the brightest movie with the most ridiculous specular highlights or colors or anything like that, but the presentation is very nice. It's a very sharp looking film. I didn't have any qualms with it. It just wasn't perfect. So moving on to the audio, the Dolby Atmos presentation. It says Dolby Atmos. I didn't get a whole ton of height effects, which is fine. I know that a lot of these films right now, it costs more money to mix them that way, and it might have only been primarily made to be seen on a 5.1 type layout, or maybe a 7.1 layout where all 7 speakers are at the ear level. But there are some really cool effects in this. There's one scene where there's a muscle car that drives away, and it pulls out of a driveway and then goes down the street. As it's pulling out of the driveway, it starts on the front right channel. It makes its way back to the surround right channel, then goes behind your head to the surround left channel before it finally makes its way completely out of the scene. And it just kind of travels around you, which is pretty cool. And then there's a fight scene that, if you've seen the trailers, it takes place on the inside of a bus. There's a lot happening in the surrounds, because there's, you know, 4 or 5 dudes trying to fight Hutch on the bus, and you get all the effects from everything they're trying to throw at him. And then, you know, like a John Wick movie, it's kind of similar to that. You know, anytime there's gunshots, they pierce you, they hit you right in the chest. Lots of surround action during climactic battles where there's lots of gunfire, lots of explosives, all that fun stuff. So it's a pretty immersive mix. Dialogue was crystal clear all the way throughout. And anytime they dropped a little needle drop in there with music, the music was bumping. I think it was louder probably than most of the action sequences, which was an interesting choice. But you know, some of those musical choices hit pretty well. It was pretty cleverly done, especially the way they start and stop them in a way that kind of like sucks the air out of the room when they stop, which is really well done when it's, you know, fully immersing you within there. So for the audio, I think I'd give this one a solid 8.5 out of 10. Again, nothing wrong with it, just didn't completely blow me away. So I would say overall, I would have to recommend this disc. I really think that Bob Odenkirk is terrific. He's a wonderful actor. It's great to see him outside of something like a Saul Goodman role or something like he does on Mr. Show, where it's a little more slapstick comedy. He gets to play the more serious leading man in this one, and he kicks some ass. It's pretty good, and it's a fun, tight little 90-minute watch. It's not 2.5 hours, so it gets in, does what it wants to, and gets out, which is great. It's got a nice video and audio presentation, both from Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So if you get the opportunity, whether it's on digital or if you want to be an old curmudgeon like me and get the disc, I'd highly recommend going that route, because it is going to be the best presentation for this film. So I want to thank you guys for checking this video out. I really appreciate everybody who's been tuning in lately. Hopefully you enjoy what we're doing and you stick around and stay with us. I would love to hear from you. Drop us a comment below and let us know what you thought of Nobody, if you've gotten the chance to see it, whether in theaters or if you waited until it came out on home release. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications. That way you guys never miss another video from us. But until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.